Okay, so here's where we are now. I've still got things going on in this house. The activity's still very blatant. It's very out there. It's not subtle. It's not trying to hide itself. It's coming through loud and clear. I've got disembodied voices that I'm picking up with my ears a lot. Um, I've still got something moving around in my house that I see out of the corner of my eye. Kristen James said she moved the little boy on, Scott. So this is a different child now that I'm recording. She said the demonic entity is not going to be the same one every time. They're different and they all have different abilities and they're going to come through one right after the other. And the only thing that we can do is to fight because it's going to continue to try to wedge itself between my wife and I, and it's never going to leave her alone. So we're stuck with this. We're going to have to fight it. We can't move and we can't run, which is fine with me because I don't like to run from anybody. And I don't get scared, I get pissed off. And when I get pissed off, I fight. There is no flight. So I had a lot of activity tonight. I recorded some of it so that you could hear it. Um, the first thing you're going to hear is an older gentleman. He sounds British, and that light behind me is my television. It's muted, but the screen's still going. Um, he's an older man. He's British. He sounds British, and he says, right behind you.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
And the next thing was my wife was pulling up in the car, and you hear a growling voice say, Mama's in the car. And my dogs were jumped up on the storm door and were looking out of the glass at her pulling up. And you hear a little boy say, they're watching. But the first thing you're going to hear is the growling, Mama's in the car. Something like that. I gotta find it again. Here it is.
Hey, mama!
That's me going, hey, it's Mama. And then you hear, Mama's in the car. Mama in the car. Mama in the car. And it's being growled. And then um, you're gonna hear the little boy say, they're watching. So he was responding to my dogs looking out the screen door. He's like, they're watching. That's what they do when she comes home and when I come home. They jump up on the screen door and they look out at the car pulling up. So this is still very much happening. I'm not feeling threatened by it. I'm a little unnerved with the growling. There's going to be a Hatman in here all the time, so we're going to have to get used to it. And we're just going to have to fight them off when we can. I'm going to ignore it as much as possible. Um, but when I get the activity, I definitely want to record it for the investigative value of the field of paranormal activity so that you can learn from it, so that I can learn from it. Um, and we can find out why it happens, how it happens. Once we do that, then we can learn how to fight it. I'll talk to you later.